What? No, the blood was. We believe that he didn't do it. We believe his brother done it.
Alright, put that to the side. Let's see, the one example is fine, right?
Yeah.
We have those verses in the Quran as well, right?
Who do you believe turned the river into blood? Moses?
Sorry?
Who turned the river into blood?
We don't have river into blood in the Quran. That bit there.
You don't have the miracles that were done in Egypt?
We have 9.
What were the 9 from here?
So it says في 9 آيات إلى فرعون وملئه إنهم كانوا قوم فاسقين. That there were 9 major signs that they were sent to Pharaoh and his people. So basically, I don't want to enumerate them all now because I might not be able to. It's a pop quiz. But let's take one of them that we both agree with, which is, for example, the one that he threw the stick and it became a snake. And we have that in many different verses of the Quran. وَضْمُمْ يَدَكَ فِي جَيْبِكَ تَخْرُجْ بَيْضَاءَ مِنْ غَيْرِ سُوءٍ. And bring your hand to your. This is one of the other miracles, right? That he bring your hand to your chest, yeah, and then take it out, and it will become very white and bright. Have you got that?
Or boils.
Yeah, like incredibly bright. It will be white hand.
No,
yeah,
we don't have that.
Yeah, and then it says, and another part where it says, throw the stick, وأن ألقي عصاك فلما رآها تهتز كأنها جان ولا مدبرا ولم يعقب. He threw the stick, yeah, and then when he saw it moving around, Moses looked at that and he ran. He didn't even look back after he saw that snake. That's the first time. That's our narrative.
Moses ran, you believe?
Yeah, we believe. He ran. ولا مدبرا ولم يعقب. He ran away. I mean, the first time ever when he saw the burning bush or whatever. When he saw the burning, if you want to call it burning bush, but really, it's a tree. We believe it was a tree. You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
It was a tree, and فلما أتاها نودي من شاطئ الوادي الأيمن في البقعة المباركة. When he saw it, there was a calling from the right side, you know, and there's a very special place. If we say Sinai, that's Egypt, and therefore Egypt is there has a Buqa Mubarakah there. So
I don't know what that means.
Which means a blessed land. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just Egyptian. That's why I'm trying.
Yeah, I know you're Egyptian.
Yeah. And then he said, "Min ash-shajara," yeah, from the tree. Ay ya Musa, inni ana Allahu Rabbul Alamin. Oh Moses, I am Allah. Oh, I am God, the Lord of the world. Anyways, that's what the Quran says. It's quite similar. So the point I was making, the overarching issue is these acted as proofs. Like when he threw the stick and it became a snake, right? So that acted as a proof to the people of Egypt, didn't it?
No, the stick, no.
What was it then?
No, because we believe they done 10 miracles.
Yes, okay.
Besides the stick. The stick was a separate matter.
Okay. Where are you getting this from?
What?
From what verses are you? Why is it a separate matter?
What? No, because we believe there was a few. We believe how it was. Moses went to the Pharaoh with his brother.
Yes.
And he said, "Release my people." And he's like, "Which God are you?" He threw the stick down and it became a snake. And then Pharaoh basically said, "Go jump." And he said, "If you don't, next week there'll be all the water and all the rivers and will turn into blood." And
that part of the narrative is not in the Quran.
All right, so we believe the stick was only done in front of pharaohs, and we believe that at the time his magicians were able to copy the trick.
Yeah, but in our version or understanding,
he threw the stick down and it became into a snake.
They tried to do that, and they were defeated.
No, so what we believe was that he told his magicians.
Who Pharaoh? Yeah.
The Pharaoh told his Egypt. We believe that Egypt at the time was the source of all witchcraft.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if the Quran believes in magic, but we believe magic is real.
Yeah, we believe in magic is real, but it's only real with the permission of God. Yeah, and it's only done through certain other things.
Okay, so we believe that it's real, and we believe it's banned.
Yeah, agreed.
No problem. Yeah. So he threw it. So Pharaoh told three of his servants to throw their sticks down.
And we have 2.
What?
In the version. Oh, yeah,
and he threw his stick down, and they all became snakes.
Yeah.
And then Moses, the snake, ate all of their snakes and stayed the same size.
Yeah, we're with you on that. I'm not sure about eating it, but it destroyed them somehow. Probably by devouring them. Yeah.
By devouring, we believe the size of the stick remained the same size.
Yeah, we don't exposed by the illusionary tactics from the Quranic perspective.
We were that just showed that there was that, and we don't believe all of Egypt saw that. We believe the first of what all the Egyptians saw was blood.
Now, good point. This is a good, interesting point. Who saw it? Because in the Quran, chapter 27, and I'll tell you why this is important. So when it talks about, sorry, they're just making mockery out of themselves. But what it actually, that Moses summoned the magicians at a certain time and a certain place. Yeah. So basically, the Quran says, you know, وَحُشِّرَ السَّحَرَةُ لِمِيقَاتِ يَوْمٍ مَعْلُومٍ. That the Sahara, the magicians, came to a certain time and place. وَقَالَ هَلْ أَنْتُمْ مُجْتَمِعُونَ. And they said, are you all congregated now? Now that's very important. Like right now we're in the speaker's corner, yeah? He said, are you, this is what the thing that said. And you know what they even said, the Egyptians at that time, according to the Quran? لَعَلَّنَا نَتَّبِعُ السَّحَرَةَ إِنْ كَانُوا هُمُ الْغَالِبِينَ. Maybe we'll follow the Sahara, we'll follow the magicians, if they themselves, if they are victorious. Obviously, the story goes on, and they weren't victorious. Moses was victorious. But the point is that the idea of being a proof to the people, because otherwise, the first thing we're talking about is there proof required for religion, right?
Yeah.
Moses, he made sure that the people were congregated around. Now, it might not be the entirety of Egypt, but there will be enough to witness what happened and then pass that information on. Do you see the point? And there was more than one of those signs. So if they missed one sign, they had another opportunity to go to another sign, and so on and so forth.
No, so that's not what we believe happened, and quite the opposite. So what we believe happened was Moses threw down the stick, the whole thing that we...
Yeah.
No, to which the Pharaoh said, go jump. And then afterwards, he said, not only...
go jump.
Figure of speech. He's basically told him to go jump. Saying, hold no validity.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, sorry, yeah.
Tells him, and not only I don't believe in your fake God, to prove you, doesn't use these words, of course, basically said that I'm going to make the work of all the Jews even harder. To show you, not only I don't trust you, make it worse. And then he made the work harder.
Yeah, agreed.
And then the Jews came to Moses and said, who are you and causing us problems? The Jewish community, the Jews, I don't remember, it doesn't say how many, and I imagine it wasn't all of them. They came to him and said, who are you just making us more problems? Beforehand, we were only required to do A, and now we have to do B and Z.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is that the Quran depicts, the Bible depicts, the
Old Testament, not the Bible.
Sorry, I apologize. The Old Testament depicts the Jewish community as being quite transgressive towards Moses.
Yes.
Yeah. So
in a sense, that's why every Passover we celebrate the One of the things we discuss is why God made the miracles. We believe 10 miracles while the Jews were there.
Yeah, so they can see it.
We could have taken all this out and then had the whole fun. It was to show the Jews as well. It wasn't just to show the Egyptians. It was to show the Jews. It was to show the Jews more than the Egyptians. The Egyptians were just collateral damage, so to speak, even though it can't be God sent everything.
This is where there is some difference in the discourses. Because for us, when Moses went to the Pharaoh, he went to the Pharaoh with the intention of trying to prove to him that he was a true prophet, and with the intention of trying to bring him and people that followed him into the religion of oneness and submission. It wasn't a frivolous interaction. It wasn't just let my people go, as the Bible says, right? This is where I think there is a crossroads. Because in the Bible it's like, let my people go. That's not all that he said. He did say that. We believe he said that.
You believe it was more than that?
But we believe, no. The main reason why Moses came to Pharaoh was to try and convert him, basically. Because Pharaoh himself believed he was God. And this was a polytheistic belief that he believed. He said that, in the Quran it says,
he believed in God. That's what we agree as well.
Do you know any God other than me, right?
So we have a similar wording where he also, and one of the things, I'd like to get back, is that one of the things that Pharaoh used to do, and it sounds like, with all, and I apologize now, but the Egyptians at the time weren't very bright, because it says, what?
Oh, they were clever enough to make those tall buildings and pyramids.
What? No, but he says that, well, it wasn't. It
got
got smaller on the top, it wasn't small.
I'm with you on
You lose space. No, one of the ways that he used to prove the people that he was God, he would never go to the bathroom. He used to go to the bathroom in the mornings, before everyone was awake, and then during the day he would say, if I was a human, I'd have to go excuse myself. So one of the things that Moses did to throw him off his game, Moses met him at the one time in the early on interactions when he was going to the bathroom. He used to go to relieve himself in the river. So Moses early in the morning met him to throw him off his game. So to throw him off his game to show we know your game, so to speak. But what was my point?
The point I'm making is going back to the first thing that we were saying, right?
Yeah.
It's proof. So Moses came. His mission was to try and prove, to tell the people to worship one God rather than the Pharaoh, right? And also to get his people to go, but also to prove to them through miracles. So, for example, those things that happened in Egypt, we would consider them all miracles. The point I'm making is proof and faith are not dichotomous. They're not mutually exclusive entities. They come hand in hand. And that's why basically we believe as Muslims, right?
Yeah. No, but you're right. In theory, you're correct.
Yeah.
Yes, there is faith and proof. Proof they don't have to be one or the other, but they can't be absolute.
Fine. There's always going to be some kind of.
There has to be some doubt. You agree on that?
Not doubt. I would say there has to be some faith.
There has to be some faith aspect.
Yeah.
It can't be absolute. Now, it can't be. You agree on that? As Jews, we believe it's fundamental. Now, it can't be 100% proven. That's why there's questions that we don't. There's
always going to be questions.
There has to be. Otherwise, it's not faith.
Yeah, I understand.
All right.
We agree. The Quran said the first thing: the ones who believe in the unseen. We haven't seen the unseen, but we have to believe in it, right?
Right.
But look, the reason why this is important. We talked about kind of the Moses story and its implications for proof and religion. We're saying that in the same way, look, if you couldn't be a Jew without believing in Moses, right?
In what sense?
Could you be Jewish and not believe in Moses?
In Moses as what?
As a prophet?
Yes. You can't. Sorry, no, you can't.
Oh, yes. I was about to say what's going on.
No, you can't. You have to believe in Moses, otherwise you have.
Yeah. But you agree with me, right? That there were some people of the children of Israel that disbelieved in Moses.
When?
Pardon?
When did they disbelieve?
With him in his presence.
When they were in Egypt. After they left Egypt, at what point?
At any point. Seeing his proof, seeing him talk in his preaching and so on.
Okay, so we believe
that every single one.
We believe.
Yeah.
So like I said, after the first time he met the pharaohs, the Jews accosted him in the street and said, "Who are you making us promise?"
Yeah.
And then we believe that there was 10 plagues. The last, okay. So I'm just going to go to the last two because it's relevant. We believe that there was a period of darkness. Egypt, do you believe in that?
We don't have that terminology, but it's not that we don't. Agree
no problem. So we believe in the period of darkness. It was for I think a week. Forgive me if my numbers are a bit off. But and for 3 days the Egyptians were frozen, so to speak. They couldn't move. And we believe in that time 4/5 of the Jewish people died. They were disbelievers. We believe at the time that they were disbelievers. They did not believe that. But they after being in Egypt for hundreds of years already, enslaved, being every single day, every single year being promised to be liberated. It's disheartening. We can't understand that.
Yeah, but that's no excuse.
Correct. But we also can't understand that.
No, it's no excuse.
What? No, okay, so
how does God deal with them in the Old Testament?
I'm gonna get back to you. It's not an excuse, but so we believe during that time, 4/5 died.
Okay.
And during the period of darkness,
how did they die? What way did they die?
I don't remember, but I'm imagining just dropping down dead.
Okay.
I'm guessing. I'm just guessing.
No, I can't recall anything in the Bible saying how they died. That's why I was asking you. But the Quran has a narrative on that.
So we believe.
You know what the narrative is?
So to answer your question, were the people that didn't believe? We believe most of them didn't believe him. We believe the ones that actually left were only 20%.
Okay.
Now going back to what I was saying, that it's not an excuse. There's a fundamental point that we believe that when we die, I don't know how it works, but when we die, we're gonna have a court case upstairs.
Yeah.
What?
Day of Judgment.
Day of Judgment. I don't know how you. We believe that we're gonna have. We believe that we're gonna meet the big rabbis from philosophers from 200, 300 years ago, and they're gonna look at us in shame. Not we're gonna look at them in shame. Because we're going to say to them, you never understood the challenges we had. And it goes the same way. We believe.
Where does it say that in the Bible?
What?
How are you doing?
It's more script. It's more on commentary in scripture.
Okay, by that.
Talmud. We have
Mishradik, did you say?
What? I don't remember where
Midrash.
I don't know. It's Talmud. The Talmud.
Why would it be? No, it wouldn't be the Talmud because Talmud doesn't really do commentary. So
no, it brings the Talmud does do commentary.
No, it does, but mostly on halakhic issues, right?
What? It's not. It's not. The Talmud starts on halakhic issues and It goes
everywhere.
It goes everywhere.
But from my understanding, right? So it's more.
When what I was learning a few years ago, it started off talking about the laws of Pesach to the laws of lending money.
Yeah.
It can jump to prove points.
Yeah, but it's mostly jurisprudential. Right?
What?
It's mostly law-based.
It's yes, but there's other things in it as well. So it mentions there. Well, it mentions that. So one thing is we're big believers that we don't judge the generation that passed. Anything that we're not supposed to judge anyone, but there's separate. But it's a big point that you're not supposed to say why did he do that? Why did Abraham not do this? Why did David not do this? Why did Moses? We're big believers. We don't ask those questions. So what I'm saying is that when it's not an excuse.
No, we have that in the Quran as well.
We're going back to the ones that died. You're right. It wasn't an excuse.
This is a generation that has passed away,
and we don't talk. We don't judge it.
Yeah.
So going back to your point.
Yeah.
That you're right. It's not an excuse, but we also don't judge it. It happened. God decided that. We don't question it. We don't question the decisions they made because we don't understand. But it wasn't an excuse. If it was an excuse, they wouldn't have died.
Right. But the point I'm making to you is disbelief in a prophet disqualifies someone from salvation. They're not worthy.
No, not necessarily.
So you're saying that you can disbelieve in Moses, so you would be a good person.
What?
Disbelieve in Moses.
No.
Okay, good.
No, I'm guessing I'll explain you. There's a problem that's created in many religions, mine and yours as well, that we've accepted. We've accepted that somebody can be a Muslim and do what, or a Jew and commit this sin, but not this sin. We've decided between ourselves that this is a worse sin and this is a better sin.
No, but disbelieving on a prophet disqualifies you from being a Jew, no?
No. So
you can be a Jew that does not. I'm not talking about ethnic. I'm talking about religious. A religious practicing Jew, you can believe in that without Moses.
So now to answer your question, I'm going with and nowadays, and there's many people that seem that there's certain sins, if you commit them, you can no longer be a Muslim.
Yeah.
People.
And there are some things that certain Jews can do. If you don't do them, you will be disqualified.
I don't believe in that. So here's my thing. I'm not a judge. No, I hate those people. If you want to claim you're religious and you commit sin, everyone sins.
No, I'm talking about, so what makes a Jew a Jew? A religious Jew.
Religious Jew. Now, everyone sins.
So if you believe in two gods, is that all right? If you go against the Sabbath, if you go against the Ten Commandments.
No. If you go against the Ten Commandments, I don't understand why you want to be.
If you believe in two gods.
No, if you believe in two gods and keep all other commandments, I don't understand you. There's a mental.
You don't keep any commandment.
What?
You don't believe in the commandments.
If you're not, then you can't call yourself a religious Jew.
Yeah, that's the point. Where does the commandments come from? It comes from Moses, no?
What?
Where does the commandment come from?
No, so I get your question, but I'm trying to explain a certain point. Nowadays, there's certain things, if you saw a Muslim do, you would still call them a Muslim.
Yeah.
But certain sins, if you saw them do, you wouldn't.
Yeah, and same with you. And that's why there's a law of apostasy in the Deuteronomy chapter 17.
What?
There's a law of apostasy. If someone
only if there's Jewish courts. Nowadays there isn't the Sanhedrin.
I understand that, but
so my point to you is, you're asking what sins can they do?
Now it's the law of death. Kill them in your home. It says.
What?
If there's two witnesses, you kill them.
Only in the Sanhedrin.
No problem. But
we don't have that.
Why would you kill them if they?
No, there's rules for a Jew. You have.
I'm not saying there isn't rules.
No, you have rules in a Muslim country where they're following the Quran. They should keep.
Yes.
You don't believe. You believe apostles should be people who should be killed, correct?
Apostles.
No, apostates should be killed, correct?
I'm gonna say apostates.
Apostates, you should be killed.
It's not like this. I mean, we have rules like you said, right?
What?
Like you just said.
No problem. Stealing, cutting off a hand.
Yeah.
But I don't see you going into jail because you believe that you're now in. You believe in Saudi Arabia, some Muslim. So now I'm going back to my point.
No. The point I was making here is that if you're an apostate, if there's a penalty, there would not be any penalty. Unless there was an issue there.
So what I'm trying to tell you is, if somebody calls himself a religious Jew, he's entitled to. He says, I'm not going to argue. Like I said, if somebody believes in Jesus as his Lord and Savior and then claims he's a religious Jew, I think there's something wrong in the head.
Yeah, but he don't believe he's a Jew.
What?
That disqualifies him from me. He becomes a Christian then, right?
I don't understand him. I'll talk to him and I'll try and understand his point. He wants to continue to call himself a Jew. Most Jews won't consider him to be a Jew. But I don't go around. I try not to. No, I don't go around deciding to be judge, jury.
Yeah, I get it. But one thing is that you see, this is the Quranic message to Jewish people, religious Jews. I'm not going to tell you my opinion. Let's go straight to what the Quran says. Because basically, the religious Jews have a historical track record of disbelieving and even killing prophets. They have this record. Well, okay, we can agree to one. Maybe.
No, I want to know. Killing the prophets. Who does the Quran say we killed? No,
It doesn't say names.
It doesn't give names. I'm just interested. I want to
Yeah,
understand.
it says that there were some Jewish people in times. There were prophets that came and they killed them. This is in chapter 2 of the Quran and chapter 3, where basically they were killed and they disbelieved in them. And yeah, this is the narrative that there's been disbelief throughout the years. And basically the question is, well, if this is the cultural legacy of religious Jews, don't repeat the same mistakes again by having the same attitude towards someone from a different tribe. In this case, Muhammad, because he's from a different lineage or from a different tribe. He's an Arab, he's not ethnic Jew, and it's a little bit different. But the same methods of proving his message are there. So in other words, the same way that Moses had, the same kinds of ways that you can be convinced of Moses as a prophet, we would postulate to you is actually more profound when it comes to Muhammad. So in other words, why would you not believe in another prophet? Even Jesus. I mean, we skipped one, right? Jesus Christ, right?
Okay, let's start. You have a stronger argument with Muhammad, but if you want to go down through Jesus, I'm more than happy to. But I'm just telling you,
Yeah, but we
for
don't
your
believe
point,
he was
you have a
God.
stronger argument if you jump over Jesus.
No, I don't think we should. I think that all of them are the Quran says لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله. We don't make distinctions between all the prophets. Jesus existed, Muhammad existed. We believe both of them left cultural legacies. Some of them were misinterpreted and whatever. Like with the Christian case, they elevated him to the level of God. We don't say that he is God. We don't say that he's the son of God in that sense. The biological sense or any of that. So he's not. We don't believe in the Trinity. We don't believe in all of that. We're saying that Jesus Christ existed. Clearly, he came from a a Jewish background.
He was born Jewish.
Yeah.
Or you don't agree with that?
No, we do agree.
You agree was born.
I don't have an issue.
No, I just want to understand.
Yeah, in fact, it makes sense because his lineage is a Jewish
I just want to.
Israelite lineage. Yeah. So we believe in that. Yeah. We believe that he actually comes from the lineage of Aaron.
Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron. Yeah.
What, the chief priestess?
No, Aaron, the brother of Moses.
He was the chief priest.
Yeah.
You believe Jesus came from Aaron?
No. He's from the lineage of, right?
Which means he descends from him.
Yeah.
Interesting. Never knew
Yeah,
that.
we believe in that.
Christians also believe that, or you don't know?
Huh?
Oh no, they can't. Interesting. I never knew that.
Yes. So now you've got Jesus Christ and you've got Muhammad. Now they both.
And they believe Joseph was his father, or you don't know who his father is?
We don't have Joseph. We have carpenter. We only have Joseph, the one that's in Genesis narrative.
But you have Mary, though.
Yeah.
Why?
Pardon?
Why do you have the mother, not the father?
We believe in immaculate conception. We believe that he came from. That was one of his miracles. That he came from a virgin woman.
Ah, you do believe in that?
Yeah, we believe in that. Yeah.
But who was the father?
Okay, who's the father of Adam?
We believe he was made a grown man.
Yeah. All right. So he has no father, right?
Correct.
And he has no mother.
Correct.
Yes, the Quran says in the same way that Adam had no father and no mother, God can do it, right?
No, I just didn't know you believed that. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, we believe in that as well. So we believe that.
But you believe Mary was his mother, or wasn't?
Yes, Mary was his mother. Yes.
But you believe he doesn't have a father?
Yeah, he does not have a father.
No problem. So how can he come from the lineage of Aaron?
Mary.
What? I know, but according to Jewish
lineage.
We go through the male, not the father.
Yeah, no. It's natural lineage. We're saying that Mary came from that lineage.
I know, but we believe that. So you don't believe he was a Levite, you believe he descended from them.
Yes.
You believe he was a Levite or not?
We believe that he was a descendant.
But he wasn't a Levite himself.
What's a Levite again? Tell me the descendancy of Levites.
You have to be a son, not a daughter. You have to. Your father has to descend from the descendants of Levi. There was.
Yeah. Do you know what's interesting about that? Yeah. The Quran. Whenever Allah speaks about Jesus.
Could you mind if I just go back to this belief with Mary, Immaculate Conception, is both Sunni and Shia belief?
Yes. But you see, we're saying that these are all prophets. Jesus is on for us the same level as Moses. Just as Moses existed and he showed signs and miracles.
And where does Muhammad come in that?
He's the final prophet.
Okay.
You see the point?
What?
Do you see the point? But one thing that puts them all in the same category, if you like, is that they all came with the same message of believing in one God and worshipping one God, going back to the commandments and so on.
It's very interesting.
Do you see?
I hear what you're saying. I never knew that. I didn't realize you believed this. I didn't realize you had. I thought you had the different beliefs.
Yeah. So, you believe in David?
King David.
Yeah. He was a prophet. Yeah.
What?
He was a prophet.
Yeah.
All right. Solomon was a prophet. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, we know that from.
No, I'm talking.
Yeah, all right. So these are all prophets.
Yeah.
Abraham, I don't think the Bible says he was a prophet. But put this to the side.
What's your
The cavalry has arrived.
cavalry?
Hello. No, some Jews.
Some I don't think I need help.
Welcome. Yeah. So we believe in this.
You don't believe Abraham was a prophet,
We believe he's a prophet. No, the Bible doesn't. I can't remember where it says that Abraham.
but you believe he is a prophet.
Yeah, we do. But the point I'm making to you is that why believe in some and not some? Like, how do you distinguish? If I were to say, prove to me that Moses is a prophet and Muhammad isn't, what would be your way of doing it?
I'll flip it around a second. It's more, you have to prove he was. With the idea of prophet, it's not, he has to be proven as a prophet, not that he's not a prophet. So you're asking me to prove he's a prophet. I can't, he proved.
Moses?
No, to prove that Muhammad and Jesus was.
No, I was asking you,
How do I know?
what criteria do you use
Yeah,
to say that Moses was a prophet and Jesus and Muhammad weren't?
the Old Testament says.
Where does it say that Muhammad is not a prophet?
It doesn't, that's the only point. We believe exactly the point. We believe a prophet has to be proved, not disproved.
Yeah.
So unless you're asking me to disprove Muhammad, I can't do that. If you want us to believe in it, you have to prove it.
All right, you see, I can't remember if it's Deuteronomy 18, I'm not talking about 18:18. But in the end of the verse, let me get the verse, all right? Let me get the verse. It gives us a criteria, and let's use this criteria. Is this a fair enough criteria, yeah? I think it's chapter 18, verse 21, but let me find this, yeah? Okay, I got it, yeah? All right. You with me?
Yeah, you have to leave in a few.
All right. It says this, Deuteronomy, yeah? Chapter 18, verse 21. You may say to yourselves, yeah? How can we know when a message has not been spoken by the Lord? This is what we're looking for, yeah? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm going to get it on my phone.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 21, you said, right?
Yeah. Listen, this is the criteria, and I think if we stick to this criteria.
What paragraph? What chapter, Chapter 18, you said? Or?
Yeah, I think it's verse 21, 22, yeah?
No problem.
If what a prophet proclaims in the name of the Lord does not take place or come true, that is a message the Lord has not spoken, yeah? That prophet has been... prophet has spoken presumptuously, so do not be alarmed. That's what the Bible says, yeah? So it gives us a criteria. Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm just looking at context. So
yeah, look at the context. What are you on?
I'm gonna go through the whole chapter.
I don't want to misquote anything.
What?
Yeah, Deuteronomy 18, 21 to 22. Yeah.
Alright, so give me 2 minutes. Let me
take your
look
time.
through. I don't.
Let me just, as you're saying that, let me read. Shall I read the full context? Yeah. So if we look, yeah, verse 17, the Lord said to me.
I'm just going through the whole thing. Give me a minute.
Shall I read it out loud? Should we read it out loud?
No, I'm starting from the beginning of the thing.
Deuteronomy 1.
What?
Verse 1, yeah?
Yeah. So just let me read it. Let me just see it. And I don't know scripture by heart.
Shall I read out to those?
Yeah.
Let's read out from like verse 17. Oh, sorry. Let's read out from verse 14, right? Because it says the prophet. This is interesting. The nations you will dispossess listen to those who practice sorcery or divination. But as for you, the Lord your God has not permitted you to do so. The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me among you. I'm not going into this. We've done this to death, right? This one. from your fellow Israelites. You must listen to him. For this is what you asked of the Lord your God at Horeb on the day of assembly, when you said, let us not hear the voice of the Lord our God, nor see this great fire anymore, or we will die. Verse 17, the Lord said to me, what they say is good. I will raise for them a prophet like you from among their fellow Israelites. Okay, well, this is something which it's a translation which is problematic in my opinion, because it says lachem, and you know,
We've been through this already.
we've been through that. We don't want to go into it. But the point, the point at the end says this. You may say to yourselves, and this is the point, how can we know when a message has not been spoken by the Lord? If what a prophet, this is the answer. If what a prophet proclaims in the name of the Lord does not take place or come true, that is a message the Lord has not spoken. That prophet has spoken presumptuously, so do not be alarmed. Now, it seems to me, the Bible is saying that the best way to assess the truthfulness of a prophet is through the prophecies of that prophet. If his prophecies are false, then that prophet is likely to be false. But if his prophecies are true, then this prophet is likely to be a true prophet. Would you agree with this?
Yes, but there's 2 points, and the earlier one is said from Lechem, which is still which we're not going to argue about that now, because but that's still a big point. So you understand, we can't agree on that. But you want to know why we don't believe. So that first of all, if we use the word Lechem, then it could say Jesus might have been a prophet, but it can't be Muhammad then, because he was Jewish. So no problem. So to get rid of Muhammad, respectfully, the word Lechem comes in. He has to be one of us. Muhammad wasn't. So that's good. Then go back.
No, I would add. I would just. I don't want to go to 1818, right? Because it's been done to death.
Exactly. But that's it's an important point.
It's an important point. I just want to focus on 1821 and 22. 1821 is giving our criteria for prophethood. How do you know if a prophet is a true prophet or a false prophet? You know through their prophecies, because no one knows the future except for God. So if they, especially in specific things, if they come and they say things are going to happen and they don't happen, then it's false. So that's why I say to you now, the Quran says.
And what prophecies did Muhammad come true?
Yeah, so the Quran, for example, if you look at chapter 30, verses 1 to 6, he made a prediction, the Quran makes a prediction. Allah, we believe God makes a prediction. It says, the Romans have been defeated in the nearby lowland, and after their defeat they will become victorious. In 3 to 9 years. To God belongs the affair before and after, and that day the Muslims will be rejoicing. Wa'ad Allah. And this is the promise of God. Look how emphatic it is. La yukhlifu Allah wa'ada. And God does not break his promise. So clearly there's evidence, even extra Quranic evidence, extra Islamic evidence, which indicates that this battle took place 8 years later. And as the Quran says, it materialized that the Romans defeated the Persians, even though that they were on the brink of defeat. That's one example. Why? You know, where Allah says in the Quran, it says in the Quran that God has وعد الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات ليستخلفنهم في الأرض كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم وَلَيُمَكِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ دِينَهُمْ الَّذِي ارْتَضَىٰ لَهُمْ. Yeah, so basically the Quran says here that God is going to promise for those believers and the ones who do good works that He is going to allow them to be successors over the land, and He's going to give them power over that land. We're talking about the Arabian Peninsula, and clearly this is military, and it could go this way and it could go that way. No one can predict for sure this is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, then there's a problem. The Quran is even more specific in chapter 48 of the Quran, where it talks about how the Muslims will enter Mecca and finally conquer it. As we know now, it's been conquered. مُحَلِّقِينَ رُؤُوسُهُمْ وَمُقَصِّرِينَ لَا يَخَافُونَ. That they will be shaving their hair and cutting it. Meaning, in the Hajj pilgrimage, you have to
be bold. You
have to either cut it fully or you have to trim it. So they will be doing something, and when you're doing Hajj, you're not fighting. So you'll be coming in. It will be a peaceful entrance, if you like, and that's what happened. There was no major fighting. There were skirmishes, but the Muslims were allowed to do Hajj pilgrimage. These are some of the some of the verses of the Quran. There's others, like, you know, in the Quran in chapter 56, chapter 54, yeah, in Surah Al-Najm, where it says about a battle of Badr, yeah, as the revelation, as Bab al-Nuzul reveals. سيغلب الجمع ويولون الدبر, that they are going to run away. In other words, the enemy are going to run away. And this was the first fight between the Muslims and the pagans at the time. It happened in 313 fighters, and they had 1,000 more. And it was unexpected that the Muslims would be victorious.
This was the battle of
Badr. The first one, and they ran away after that. The disbelievers. This is attested in history. So these are some of the examples, but more so, the hadith literature is quite clear about where Islam is going to spread. The Prophet ﷺ, he narrated in the hadith that's narrated by Thawban, زُوِيَ لِيَ الْأَرْضِ فَرَأَيْتُ مَشَارِقَهَا وَمَغَارِبَهَا, that the whole earth was projected in front of me, and I saw its east part and its west part. وَإِنَّ أُمَّتِي سَيَبْلُغُ مُلْكُهَا مَا زُوِيَ لِي مِنْهَا, and my nation will possess its lands what has been projected of it to me. In other words, when he's talking about the Islamic expansion, he's talking about a westward expansion and an eastward expansion. You just have to look at the map and see where Islam spread. But more specifically, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he said, he referred to Yemen in a possessive pronoun. Allahumma barik lana fi Yemenina. He said, God give us, blessings in our Yemen. And Sham, which is basically the whole region, including. But look at Jerusalem, right? The Prophet said, count 6 things before the day of judgment. Moti thumma fatha Bayt al-Maqdis, my death, and then the conquest of Jerusalem, which happened at the time of Umar ibn Khattab. Now the question is, when has there ever been really a time when a prophet said something and it didn't come true? Or when the Quran says something is going to happen in a specific time and place and it doesn't come true? There is no example of that. Whereas you can find that in other religions. You can find that in other religions. And we can talk about that. Like for example, the Olivet Discourse in the New Testament. The Olivet Discourse in the New Testament, you have...
You're not going to find me arguing about the New Testament.
Yeah, right. So just look it up. But the point I'm making is this, is where you would be able to falsify, like, the Jehovah's Witnesses at the time, they had the Great Depression in 1877. They said the world's going to end in 1877. It didn't. They called it the Great Depression. So you can see where someone who claims to be a prophet gets it wrong, and then their theory is falsified. But the point I'm making to you is that going back to Deuteronomy 18, 20 to 21, it's clear here that the criteria is the prophecies. And what we're saying is that we have...
the quick answer is the word the khair. No, the 11th thing. You're not happy with that. That's the quick answer. You're right. It demands more... What? It demands more. It may demand more research, and that will be true. That is true, because even someone who brings one of the signs, let's say there's 2 signs. Let's say we both agree. There's 2 signs. There's the sign that has to be Jewish and it has to come true. So even if somebody comes with the one sign, we still have to address it.
Yeah, we're saying that the phraseology, let's agree that it could mean lachem, could mean from them, i.e. the ones who are Jewish, and it could mean not. It's not like that. But in either situation, what we're saying is you still have to contend, because the verses in verses 20 and 21 is talking generally about a true prophet. How do you know? What we're saying is that the criteria has been met. What I'll say, or what I'll leave with you, is a book that my friend has read called The Forbidden Prophecies. It's free of charge. Download it online and look at some of the prophecies that the Prophet Muhammad has made. And remember when you're looking at those, the verses of Deuteronomy 18, verses 20 to 21, and be honest. Ask yourself, are you going to repeat the mistake of those Jews that disbelieved in Moses? And if you believe in Muhammad, you have to believe in Jesus, because you know why?
Because that's what you believe in.
Yeah, because Muhammad came with the...
I think you know me by now. I'm not a fanatic. I'm open-minded. I don't come with my... I'm always willing to... And I'll look what you have there. I'm always open.
I'll always give you my number.
What?
I'll give you my number. but don't tell anybody about it. And then, otherwise I'll be in big trouble. And then you can do it in your own time. But Forbidden Prophecies, the book that my friend Abu Zakaria has written, free of charge from the IO website. You can download it, and you can also get it as well. And so yeah.
What's your last name?
Hijab, Hijab.
That's it, right?
Yeah. Well, how do I put it? Oh, you got it. Yeah, you got it. All right, nice one. Look at it and tell me what you think, bro. Yeah.
Right. Open-minded. I'm always.
It's a very good conversation. Thank you very much. Yes. I don't know who's to whom these belong to.
It's great seeing you.
You too, my friend. Thank you very much. Yeah?
Stay safe.
You too, man.